Hello, my friends. I think it's time to play another game. But I was in the mood for something very simple, streamlined, with not a lot of upkeep and maintenance. So I thought we'd pull out the Cards of Cthulhu. And this is a fun little card game by DVG Games. It is a solo game. And it does say it plays 1 to 4 players, but I think it plays 1 actually best. It only takes about 30 minutes to play, and the complexity is low. And really, this is what I was in the mood for. A simple, fun game without a lot of, fiddly bits going on. So let's try Cards of Cthulhu. And the setup for this game is an absolute breeze. All you need are the 4 boards that come in the box, and these represent 4 different old ones that are, in true Cthulhu fashion, attempting to enter and devour our world. So all you really need to do is set these up so that, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and the board's ready. That's it. Ha ha, how nice is that? The next thing the game comes with, before we go any farther, let's take a look at these boards really quick. There are 4 different gods, right? And they're different color boards, but more importantly, they each have their own very distinctive shape, okay? So sometimes you can get confused with the colors. You can always go to the shapes to figure out which cultists belong to which god, okay? Boards are done. The next thing the game comes with is a large set of cards that you need to give a good shuffle here. I can't remember if I shuffled these last time or not, but we'll just give them a good shuffle. And this is going to be our draw deck, okay? And the point of this game is very simple. We need to survive through this deck. So every round we're going to be drawing cards, playing cards, and hoping the world doesn't become devoured. Done. Next set of cards. The backs are different. They're labeled Investigator, all right? And you just go through and you pick the Investigator of your choice. The Ritualist. Oh, I played him last time. Let's play somebody different. How about the Journalist? All right, let's try the Journalist. So she's going to be our character. And of course, as in most games, you have a special ability. And for the Journalist, her ability, well, first off, it's free. It doesn't cost us anything to play it. And it says, slain horrors are worth 1 extra experience. Doesn't mean anything to us right now, but we'll get into that in a bit. And the last thing the game comes with, of course, is a set of Cthulhu dice, all right? And these are very cool. There's 3 different types, all right? There's 1 red, 2 green, and a handful of white. And depending on the situation, you're gonna roll a varying amount of these die. The white dice are called spirit dice, and these you have to purchase or have some sort of ability that lets you roll these guys, all right? So you can add these to your roll. But normally you're going to be rolling these 3. And you have what's called your, your body die and your health die, okay? And if you ever take a wound in this game, you lose 1 of your green die, okay? Leaving you with 2. If you take another wound, you lose another die. And if you have to take a 3rd wound and you lose your last die, well, yeah, you die. So these are what you roll to generate your attack points, but it's also your health pool, all right? And you can heal back if you get hurt, but these are your friends. These are what you need to defeat these gods. So for now, we'll drop all these in the dice box. We'll get to them in a minute. What else is there? Oh, right. The game also comes with some lovely little metal coins. These represent your experience. You pay for things using them. If you have to lose sanity, you'll lose these. These are your friends, all right? You want to gain as much experience as you can by slaying monsters and then using your experience to buy items and survive the chaos of the Cthulhu world. Final piece, of course, a nice handy dandy little help sheet. Tells you your turn order, what to do if you're wounded, sanity loss, experience gain, dice rolling, and the magic spells you can cast. So that's it. That's the whole enchilada, my friends. Not bad, right? Not bad. We're up, running, and ready to go. So let's just launch right in. Why not? Let's start playing. And to start the game, you always start with 4 experience. So we'll just stick those here. We don't have any, we haven't bought any spirit die, so I'll take those out of the pot. And to start a turn, every turn we do the same thing. We're going to draw 4 cards. And remember, we're trying to work our way through this deck. So we're going to have to draw and resolve 4 Cthulhu cards. And what do we get? Oh, we get horrible, horrible things. All right. Man. Okay, so remember I said there's colors and there's symbols. So what we have to do is we have to distribute all of these cards to their correct board, okay? So we have a yellow, a blue, and a red. You can also go by the symbols in the corner if you like. The last thing we ended up is with a curse, so we will also have to resolve this card. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is distribute these, then we'll resolve this. So I'll just stick that there to remind me. Right, and it doesn't matter how you distribute them, order doesn't matter either, we merely match them up. So our Wasa gets some Migos, Yog gets some bikies, and more bikies are coming down here to the yellow. And the way you distribute these guys is if they have a little number in the corner, they're considered a minion of that god. And you'll notice that each of these boards has different little slots, all right? And every board has the same number, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 spots for minions in this game. And I guess they're not minions, what are they called? Cultists, I'm sorry, cultists. There's a spot for 5 cultists on each of these boards. Now, if at the end of our turn, there are ever all of these spots filled, there's 5 cultists on one board, we lose the game, okay? So the first thing we're trying to do is keep the number of cultists that are in play to a minimum, right? We want it to be less than 5 on all of these boards. Second thing you'll notice is that each of these cultists have a different value, and that's how hard they are to take out. So these little Migos, man, they have a battle value of 6. So it'll be much easier to head over here and take out these bikies, right? But so that 6 can wait for a while. And how do we battle? We use our wonderful dice here. Unfortunately, we do have a cursed temple that we're gonna have to deal with. But we did our first step, okay? We drew 4 cards and we distributed them. Next, we go through purchases. If we had drawn any cards that were items or followers, we could buy them at this point. We didn't. All we ended up with is a cursed temple. We're going to awaken anybody who needs to wake up, but we didn't get any of those. We'll see that coming. We're going to combat. That's where we are now. Combat, okay? So the first thing we have to do is deal with this cursed temple. We have to slay a follower. Well, we don't have any. Or use no magic spells this turn. Ouch. So this is kind of a junk card because our magic spells are very handy. That's how we gain these white spirit die. So we're not going to be able to roll any of these guys this turn. We can hurry, which lets us basically take 2 turns in a row. We can heal or we can seal a gate. So all of these spells are closed to us because we have been effectively cursed. So for our combat, we're only going to be able to roll our body and our health die, okay? This is all we get. So remember, these are 6-sided dice, right? So we have to be able to roll enough to take on a combat value of these cultists. And here's where it gets tricky because the first rule is you can only attack one board at a time. So I can't, for example, target both of these bikies. I can only target one. And you have to declare what that board is before you roll, all right? So we have to decide now, do we want to try and take out the Migos or do we want to take out one of these little bikies, okay? So I have 3 dice to do this. I think I can roll a 6. I'm feeling pretty good about that. Can't buy any spirit dice, remember we're cursed. So let's say we're gonna go after our Wasa here and we're gonna try and take out these Migos. the first thing we do is give it a roll. And how'd we do? Awesome, we did great. 6, 6, and a 3. Now in this game, you are allowed, thankfully, to re-roll once. And you can re-roll anything except for a 1. If you roll a 1 on any of these die, then you're stuck with it. There's nothing you can do, okay? It gets worse, however. This rolling of a 1 is particularly deadly if you roll it on your body die. Because basically what that means is during combat, you're injured, all right? So if a 1 ever shows up on your red die, you have to take a wound. And that means after we resolve this, I lose one of these, okay? One of these is gone, and that's how you take a wound, all right? That only happens on a 1 on the red die. 1s on greens, that's just a bad roll. It's not going to come back and bite you, okay? So let me just show you how you allocate these die rolls, and then we'll move on. So I've targeted this board up here, and the way you apply your combat damage is a little bit interesting, okay? You must assign however many dice you need in order to take out your cultist. And you cannot carry over anything from your roll, all right? So in this case, it doesn't matter. I rolled a 6 and I had a 6. So I am able to destroy this cultist. But if, for example, this was a 4 and I had to use my 3 to kill him, I would have 1 point of combat that I wouldn't be able to use, all right? It would be lost. I couldn't roll it over to the next cultist, and you'll see that. But for now, we did fine. We rolled a 6. We took him out. Nicely done. So this guy gets discarded, but the good news is we gain some experience. So every time we kill a minion, we gain 1 point of experience. And we'll add that to our pile. And that's it. That's the end of a turn. Let's move right into the next one. We need 4 more cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. What did we get? Oh, yuck, yuck. Okay, so 2 bikies here. 1, 2. Ah, okay, we have a gate. Oh no. We have a level 10 heading over here, and we pulled our first gate. This is a gate to Cthulhu. All right. Gates are a little bit tricky. As soon as you pull a gate, you immediately pull an additional card for every gate open. So until we close this gate, from here on out, we're not drawing 4 cards every turn. We're drawing 5, starting right now. So we're going to flip 1 more, and it's a deep one heading over here. All right. So we resolved our 4 cards. We checked for open gates. We have 1, so we resolved 5 cards. Yikes. Okay. Nothing to purchase, right? I resolved all of my cards. There was nothing left over for me to buy, which is junk. So now we go right into combat. We're no longer cursed, all right? So we can buy our spirit die. But here's the problem again. We can only attack 1 board. I hate having this gate open. So we could head over to Cthulhu. It would cost us 3 of our experience points and we would get rid of that gate. But all of our other boards are beginning to pile up. Okay, our Wasa's not so bad. That's just a 6. That's just a 7. But Yogg over here, he's already up to a 13. He's already up to a 13. So let's head over there. Let's leave this gate open for now. Hopefully that won't come back and bite us. And let's say we're going to target Yogg over here. I need to roll a 13, so I'm going to purchase 1 spirit die, right? I'm no longer cursed, so it costs an experience. And I get to grab 1 of my spirit die and give him a roll. All right, how do we do? Please no 1s. Oh, we had a 1, darn it. Okay, but that's okay because it's on our green die, so it's not gonna hurt us, but we cannot re-roll it. So we're stuck with a 1. I don't wanna risk re-rolling my wound die, so we're gonna stick with 4. So I'm definitely gonna re-roll these 2 because I'm looking for 13 and right now I'm at a 4. This is horrible. Okay. Oh, another 1. Oh, I'm a horrible roller. I'm a horrible roller. So we came out with a total of 6, 7, 8. 8 points. Oh, that's awful. So the only thing we can do, 3 points to take out one of these bikies. That's it. We get 1 measly experience for it. And this guy stays. Not the strongest start, I'll be honest with you. Not the strongest start. So 4 cards plus an additional for the gate. That means we're now drawing 5. Oh no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's assign them. What do we get? Okay. Well, wow. So, yeah, we're already up to 4 minions here. That's awful. A cultist comes out for Cthulhu, and a cultist comes out for Yogg. Ah, all right. So this is also another new card. Now this is the last type of card, right? We've seen minions and we've seen gates. The last thing that can come out is a horror. And horrors are truly horrible. They always come out asleep. All right, so when you see one of these guys, we're going to assign it to the board, but we're going to assign them sleeping, which is going to mean face down, okay? Don't worry, they're going to wake up and terrorize us. And also on the bottom, they're going to tell you how many dice combos this particular horror is, and that's going to tell us where to put it, all right? So this particular guy, he is a minion of our Wassa over here. He's 2 dice combo, all right? So he's going to come over here to a level 2 minion. He's a minor. And he's always going to enter play face down. Okay? Now, the purchase phase, which I have yet to show you because I am just having a horrible run of luck and I have nothing to purchase, so we're going to skip right by it. Now, however, because we have a horror on the board, we have to check and see if it wakes up. And unfortunately for us, it does. The way you decide is you look at how many minions are required to awaken that horror. This just happens to be a 2 minion horror, and we happen to have 2 minions. So this guy gets flipped over and awakens. And once a minion is awake, we suffer a sanity loss. Urgh, this is horrible, horrible. All right, so to our little sheet here. We've awakened our horrors. We've moved on to sanity loss. If any cult board has a horror, we have a choice. We can either pay experience and suffer sanity loss, or we can slay a follower. We don't have any followers because we've been unable to purchase anything in this game, so our only choice is sanity loss. And we have to pay experience. This is a 2 minion horror, so it will cost us 2 experience. If we ever come to this sanity loss phase and we have no experience or followers, we can't pay the horror cost. We lose the game. Yes, yet another way to lose. You lose if your minion track fills, or you hit a sanity loss because of horrors and you can't pay up. All right, another way to lose. Fabulous. Okay, well, he's awake. We're gonna have to take care of him. It's our turn. And now things get very difficult because on the one hand, I would love to head over here and take out this horror, but we're sitting at 4 over here on our yellow board, which means this would wake up if we were to pull a horror, any and all horrors over here, which would be horrible. Oh my goodness. And we have a possibility to lose the game already. So I think we're going to have to attack this board. As much as I would love to get rid of this gate, and as much as I would love to get rid of this horror, I just feel like this is where we have to go. And, so here's the problem. I need to save 2 of my experience here, just in case I have to pay for sanity loss again, which I'm going to. So should I bother buying a spirit die? Man, I have so much to destroy and I'm such a horrible roller. Let's do it. Let's pay and buy ourselves a spirit die. And we're heading over here. Let's see if we can take out some of these guys. 3. Our body die. Really don't want to risk that. 5, 4, 4. Let's see. Darn it, I have those 6s. So I can do a 3. I can do a 4. And even though I have 9 left, I won't be able to kill both of those. So the question becomes, do I risk it and roll? Or do I take my 9? Well, we're so far behind. Okay, we won't risk it. All right, so I killed a 3, I killed my 4, and I'm gonna overkill this with a 9. So that leaves us with just 1 Migo. And because we killed 3 of them, we're gonna gain, 3 experience points, which is great. We need them. 1, 2, 3. All right. This is getting deadly fast. 5 more cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, we still have nothing to buy. I'm telling you, this is just the worst luck game. And you really need items and followers. That's how you power up in this game. I don't think I've ever gone this long having never gotten one. Okay, so we have a second gate. Yes, you can have more than 1 gate, which means we pull another card. We pulled another gate, so we pull another card. Oh, this is actually getting rather hilarious. Okay, let's assign these. Green, green, more yellows. Good thing we went here. Ooh, unfortunately, I think the game is going to end. Wow, that was some really bad luck. So we have a horror. He arrives face down. All right. And now we purchase, which is for us nothing. And we wake up anyone who needs being woken up. Now he's already awake. All right. But this little guy we just added, he was a level 3 and we just happen to have 3 minions. So we have a major horror who appears on the board. And now we have to go through Sanity Loss. Now the good news is, if you want to see it as good news, you only have to suffer a sanity loss for the strongest horror on the board, all right? So we don't have to suffer 5 sanity loss, we only have to suffer 3. Still not great, but at least we're still alive. And now it's time to attack, and I have no idea where to go at this point. So he's back up at 3 of 5, but he has no horrors and no gates. Green is completely out of control and red is out of control. All right, well, let's call this a learning experience, because let me explain to you how all of these cards interact with each other, because this is another neat part of this game. These cards protect each other. That's how I would explain it, okay? So let's start with minions. So minions and gates and horrors all interact with each other. If a horror is asleep, okay, you're not allowed to attack it until all of the minions are dead, okay? So the minions protect sleeping horrors. Minions also protect a gate. So if I would like to take out this gate to Arwasa here, I first must destroy both of these minions, okay? So to get to the gate, you have to go through the minions. Now, once a horror wakes up, however, the horror will now protect its minions, okay? So now that this guy is awake, in order to get through to these guys, I have to take care of the horror first. So there is some timing involved. Remember, like we had a gate here with no minions, so I could have immediately attacked that gate, right? Now that all these minions are here, I'm going to have to destroy all of these before I'm going to be able to touch these gates, okay? Same with the horrors. If they're sleeping, then I'm going to be able to head after the minions. When they wake up, however, the minions are much harder to get to, all right? So what does that mean? If we would like to attack this gate, we will first have to clear out both of these minions. Again, if we want to attack these minions, we also have to take care of this horror who's now awake. This green board is such a mess. I almost don't even want to look at it. All right, so I think we're going to have to do green first. Let's see if we can take care of this major horror. Let me show you how major horrors work. And of course, this depends on whether or not your horror is asleep or awake. Okay? So if, for example, this lovely little doggy was asleep, I would simply need to allocate 3 dice. Doesn't matter what's on them, any 3 dice will kill this sleeping horror. All right? So they're pretty easy to take out if they're asleep. Once they wake up, however, you need what's called a dice combo. And that makes these guys much tougher to get rid of because a dice combo requires either, depending on how many dice, this is a 3 dice combo, I need 3 dice with the same number, or I need 3 dice that are a run. So like this, a 3, 4, and a 5. And that's the only way I can take out this horror. This guy up here, he's a minor horror, so he only requires a 2 dice combo. So I either need a pair or a run of 2 to take him out. Now, strategy-wise, this is where things get a little bit dicey. Get it, dicey? Oh, I'm on fire today. If I roll and I'm unable to make my 3 dice combo, that roll is completely wasted. All right? I can't assign any of the attack points to the minions because they're protected by this awake horror. And I also can't assign any points or attacking to the gate because the gate's protected by the minions, right? So you have this funny little path you have to get through. I have to get through him before I can get through anything else. So let's try it here. I'm gonna have to do this. Oh man, I'm gonna have to do this. Okay, so I'm gonna have to roll. I'm gonna start with 3. And I'm just gonna go all in here because if I don't make this, I think I'm dead either way. So let's go ahead and use up all of our experience. Why not? Give us 2 more spirit die and give us a roll. And we're looking here for a 3 dice combo. Let's see what we get. Oh, horrible. A 2. I really don't want to re-roll that. A 1. But I think we did it. 1, 2, 3, wow, 4. Look at that, a 4 dice combo. Yay, nicely done. Okay, so we're gonna assign our run here. Yep. And that's gonna leave us with a 6 and a 4. Ooh, all right, let's see what we can do with this. All right, so I have my 3 die combo here, dice combo, 1, 2, 3. He is slain. And because he is slain, all right, first thing I'm going to get is experience equal to the number of dice I used. So that's great. So this little guy is going to give me 3 experience straight off the bat. Oh, which I desperately need. Okay. He's also removed, right? So now the cultists are vulnerable, which is great. I have a 6, which will take out the leader, and a 4 that will take out the regular cultists. Now I could have just taken out the number 9, but I feel like I need the experience. So let's gain 2 experience for these guys. And remember, my ability says slain horrors are worth 1 extra experience. So I get 1 more on top of it. Yay! All right. So the question becomes, we might as well, let's go ahead. Oh, we can't seal gates. Darn it, because we have 1 cultist left. We have 1 cultist left, so we can't. Shoot. Okay, those gates are going to kill us. There are just too many gates out there. Because now we're drawing our base 4, 5, 6, 7. I need to get through 7 cards. Please give me something to buy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, that's a ton. All right, let's assign these. Cultist. Great. Oh, another horror. Ah! Oh, and a bad effect. Okay, here we go. Something we can buy. A curse, because that's what we need. Oh no, that horror's gonna wake up. 4 dice. Oh, that horror's gonna wake up. And a dagger. And we're cursed. Oh, Wow, have I got some bad luck. Okay. All right. We didn't draw any more gates, right? I'll take any small favor I can get. Okay, so now we can purchase. Finally. I don't think we're going to be able to because we need all of our stuff. So let's see. First, let's deal with these cursed cubes. Pay 2 experience or do not re-roll this turn. Well, I can't pay 2 experience. I'm too broke. So we're just going to be cursed. We get no re-rolls. We do, however, finally get a chance to buy something. And it might just be too little too late, okay? So you know it's something you can buy as opposed to like the cursed cubes, because the cursed cubes have no little money token up here in the corner, right? That's something you have to resolve. These two, however, do have a payment cost. So the first thing we could pull is this Ritual Dagger. To use it is free, doesn't cost us anything, and it says discard to treat this card as a spirit die of any roll. Ah, well that's cool. So it's one use only, but it can turn into any die we want. That's great. And we have an idol, he costs 1. He also is free to use. And he says, slay a follower to discard any whore. Oh, this would be so wonderful. So for example, I could purchase him now and use him, if I had any followers, to get rid of one of these whores that's walking around the board. Unfortunately, I have no followers. So I don't think I'm going to buy him. I'm just desperate right now, desperate times, desperate measures, and I feel like I need all the experience I can get. Because any item you don't buy, any item you pass on, you gain 1 experience. So I'm going to pass on the idol, and I'm going to gain an experience that I'm immediately going to use to buy myself a dagger. Our first item. Ugh, but I think it's too little too late. Because now we must awaken the horrors. So up here in our Wassa, things are going crazy. We have yet another horror that woke up. Okay, Cthulhu's under control, Yogg's under control, but over here, we actually have 4. We have a major horror awake. Oh dear. Sanity Loss time. So this is, of course, the toughest horror, which means we lose 4. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I don't know if we're going to be able to do it. Skin of our teeth, guys. Skin of our teeth. Because remember, we're cursed, so we get no die rolls. We have our dagger, which we're going to have to use. So where should we go? Man. I guess we're going to have to try this guy, right? Because only 1 more cultist and it's game over here. Oh, though I've already got 2 here. Okay, all right, let's do it. So I'm going to need a minimum of 4 dice combo to kill him. So I start with my 3. I'm going to discard my dagger to get a spirit dice for free. We're all in. We're all in. We're playing by the seat of our pants here. Okay, let's see if we can do this. And we have no rerolls, so what we see is what we get, and we need to make a 4 dice combo. And I can't do it. Drat this game. Drat this game. I have no 4 dice combo. 6, 4, 4, 2, 2, 1 with no rerolls. Ugh! So we die. What a bummer. Okay, well, technically we're going to die next round because we're not going to be able to pay for our sanity loss, but you know, let's play it through, let's play it through. So because I cannot re-roll, and this awake horror is protecting all of these cultists, right? So all of these die were for naught. There is nothing I can do. So my turn is over. We're going to end up pulling 4, 5, 6, 7 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we're going to have to assign them. Red. Ooh, we hit 5. Something to buy. Well, no. Yellow. Oh, we have 2 more yellows. Something else to buy. Unfortunately, at this point, right, we can't afford either of these, so we'll discard both. And that will get me 2 experience, but it's not enough because this guy here requires me to pay 4, and I just don't have it. Even if I did, I don't think I could clear out all of these guys there. Man, that was some bad luck. That was some really bad luck. Now, normally in a game, just to let you know, normally in a game, you don't go that many rounds without coming across a follower or an item. And the followers are really nice because when it comes time to lose sanity from these awake cores, you can just slay a follower. And so that buys you a little more time to deal with these guys. But man, I just didn't pull any. I just didn't pull any until this last round. That was my first follower I pulled, who was a thief. Oh, I guess she was free. I guess I could have taken her. Oh, I should have. Maybe I'll do that. I don't even think it's going to matter, though. So if I take her and I don't take this, so let's say I take her instead, then instead of suffering a sanity loss, I would discard her, right? Nope, I still can't do it. Still can't do it because I only have 3 die, right? Plus 1 spirit die. That means I'm rolling 4. So even if I manage to destroy this horror, there's no way for me to take out any cultists because I will have used all of my dice to take care of him. So nope, there is no way. Darn it, darn it, darn it. Yeah, so normally you don't go this long. Normally you find followers a lot earlier in the game. And even if their ability isn't very good, they're worth purchasing just because they let you slay them, which sounds horrible, but you end up sacrificing your friends in order to stay alive instead of having to pay all of this experience loss, which eventually just drives you insane. So that was a very quick game. As you can tell, we only made it through like, wow, yeah, a tiny amount of cards. But, you know, with the quick setup and the quick turn play, I don't really mind if this game ends quickly for me because it's so easy to reset, restart, and try again. It is luck heavy, but that's all right. I mean, it's Cthulhu and it's dice, so you've got to expect that 9 times out of 10, you're gonna go insane anyway. So this is a fun, quick, easy little game. You can adjust the difficulty, so if you want to make it easier, only pull 3 cards a turn. And if you would like a challenge, you can pull 5 a turn. I find 4 to be the magic number for me. Quick one, guys. Wish I could have lasted longer. But Cthulhu destroyed me. No, I'm sorry, it wasn't Cthulhu. What's this guy? Shogner Fawn. He burst forth and devoured us all. Okay. I hope you have better luck than I do. See you next time. Bye.